So glad you're with us. We're in the virtual studio, the Kirby on Sports podcast. I have two members of the Handley Judges girls basketball team, along with head coach Katlyn Orndorff. It's Reagan, Edsell, Cameron Hobson, and coach Katlyn Orndorff. The season has arrived, but we are here to give you a preview of Handley girls basketball. Thanks so much for being here, ladies. How's everybody doing?
We're good. Yeah, just got back from practice, so nothing too crazy.
Coach, working them hard?
All trying to.
Cam, how are you? Everything good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good. So, ladies, starting off with you two. Cameron, obviously, you and Reagan played together. Last season, a lot of successes. I know there was some hope, maybe getting a little bit farther, but it seemed like it's sort of the same result as last year, facing off against a Charlottesville team and falling to Charlottesville. But just overall, what's the mindset going into this season? I know one game in, but I know that between you and Reagan and just the other returners on the team, you're hungry to try to get some more results and get even farther. Just what's it like getting the team all back?
It's been really good to be all back together. We have a lot of new girls, like a lot of new freshmen. So we're all still like learning each other and meshing. But our goal is still the same. We still want to get far, still want to be competitive and try to get as far as we can.
Reagan, you and Cameron both are the upperclassmen on this team. Cameron just mentioned some newcomers coming into the team. I would imagine leadership plays a big part in the factor of this Judges girls basketball team this year. What's that like, expanding your role, not just on the court, but off the court, helping your younger teammates out and making sure they know what coach expects out of them night in, night out, week in, week out?
Yeah, we've been here a few years, as you said, so it's just being that bigger person, being able to guide them through, teaching them what we're supposed to do, hold each other accountable, just so that we can be the best team that we can together.
So, in coach, what's that mean to you, having these two with us on the call who are helping you out? Because I know there's always so much that you can do as a coaching staff, and sometimes you rely on your upperclassmen to sort of help you out in that leadership role. What does that mean to you? Because I know you've been together with these two for quite some time.
I mean, it's so important to our team that they have these two to look up to. I mean, we have 5 seniors in our group, and we have a lot of young kids. We also have a transfer, so all of them are looking to these girls to lead them and even like hype them up when we're not around or talk them through things. So it's super important to have them too as leaders on our teams.
All right, so the off season, Reagan, I know your off season was very busy. Let's start out with the big agenda item that I would like to get your thoughts on. Obviously, assigning to go down to play for the James Madison University Lady Dukes down in Harrisonburg, not that far away. I know what a campus JMU is and just how much of a great athletic school JMU is and everything. What's that like, just getting the opportunity to play collegiately not too far down the road at a beautiful spot in Harrisonburg, Virginia?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a huge family down there, and it's pretty close to this family, so it'll be nice to be close to home and playing at a high level. I'm super excited for it.
How'd that photo shoot go? I know I saw some pictures of you in the big chair and on the in the bleachers, the stands, whatnot. How'd that go? That seemed like a pretty fun moment once James Madison announced that you were signing on to be a member of their team.
Yeah, no, it was super fun. The whole team was there, so just got to bond with them a little bit, and just feel it out there. No complaints so far.
What's that like? You mentioned the team was there too, getting an opportunity to sort of introduce yourself and see how everybody else was. Does that help in a sense when it comes to when you make that transition from high school to college in your mind?
Yeah, for sure. Just them being super friendly with me makes me feel like there is another home, and I can be comfortable and supported just as I am here.
Cam, take us through your off season. What really stood out? What were you focused on the most prior to getting back into the high school season for Handley?
Honestly, just like getting people to come to workouts, being able to like bond as a team before the season was really important. And as Kay had mentioned, we had a new transfer. So like really reaching out and like making sure people could come, like organizing things when she couldn't be there, like setting things up.
And sticking to that, you mentioned trying to get people to come out to workouts. How huge is that? Because I know. I know every team's different, but in a sense, the off-season program is huge in terms of making sure teams stay together, the close bonds, because that's something you really need when it comes to high school basketball. Just take me through that side, what it means to be that leader in a sense in the off-season as well.
It's definitely really important, and it can also be hard, but it's fun, like leading everyone and hyping everyone up, getting everyone excited, like just motivating everyone to be competitive so we have a successful season. It's fun.
So, Coach, going to you now, they mentioned new transfer coming in. I know maybe some adjustment when it comes from one system to another. Um, how does that usually work out just between the three of you? I know two leaders on the team and you as the head coach with a transfer coming in. How do you make sure they know what to sort of expect with the system that you put in place on the court and make sure everybody's on the same page in terms of that aspect?
I mean, I think it takes time. We're trying to introduce her into a whole different scheme of things, and how we practice and how we, our game sets. I think she's, meshing well with the group, and it's just going to take her time and as the freshman as well to kind of mesh with the old upperclassmen and get on the same page with team chemistry.
And Coach, sticking with you, besides these two, I know they've made significant impacts, and I know they will continue to for the team. But who else has stood out to you with your Handley Judges girls basketball team thus far? I know we're one game into the season, but just overall, who stood out to you overall that can make other impacts on the court for you as well?
Reese Craig, our junior, she great leader, well spoken, is good at guiding people on defense, especially on that backside on some of our sets. She really handles it well at talking to the girls and telling them where they need to be. She's also a good hype person. Then we have Malia and Amaya. I would say those are two that Malia is going to be good on the defensive side, and Amaya's she's just our tough as nails player. So those are the three that stand out to me.
Reese Craig, lady, she mentioned a hype girl on the team that must feel nice that you two are just not the only leaders on that team. What's that like?
It's good. I think that through time we'll get more. And I think it has started. Like energy carries. It's contagious. So when me and Cameron start it, Reese continues. Everybody else continues. So I think that's just super important for us this year, for the three of us to really just give off that energy so it comes back around.
So, one game in, I sort of want to get your thoughts on this. Obviously, falling to Loudoun Valley. I know the term is there. You learn more from a loss than you do a win. And I know one game in a very long season. What have you maybe learned about the team that you want to make sure you fine tune going into the rest of the season, and some things that really stood out to you all? Anybody can answer this, and just taking that positive and growing on that more and more to build more successes.
I think the first game was very eye opening. Hopefully to all of our players as well as our coaching staff. There's lots of things that we need to work on, not only basic things in basketball, but working together as a team, moving off the ball, slow on defense, moving together as a group, as a unit, just and taking care of the ball. We really got to work on our turnover. So I would say that's something that, we're looking to work on and get better at.
And
On top of that, oh, sorry.
yeah, go ahead. You're good. You're fine.
On top of that, I think just like figuring out how to communicate is like a really big thing. Like we say things, but it doesn't sit with some people the same way that it does with others. And so I think that's going to be a really good thing to learn is like how people understand, how people learn, and then obviously like tone, everything like that within the team.
All right. So, you mentioned communication, and I know every team in the respective communication, that's huge. And coming back to you two ladies in game-like situations like that, where you're sort of being there, that communication part of it, how huge is that making sure mistakes like in the first game don't move on to stay with you in games to follow in a sense?
Yeah, I think a lot of times it can go to your head, like a mistake becomes more mistakes. So I think just being there for each other, uplifting each other, but obviously holding them accountable for what they did. I think there's a good healthy balance between being hard on them and being there for them. And so I think once we find that, we'll be able to cut back on a bunch of these mistakes and then just move forward, hopefully progressively better and better each game.
Coach, how does it feel just getting the whole squad back? I know one game in, but just how does it feel just getting basketball back in general?
I mean, we've been at it since May, but it's nice to have everybody actually together as a team once we had tryouts and everything. So I think once we have more time to mesh together and build our team chemistry, we're going to be a team to watch out for.
You mentioned back since May. What was the off season like for you, Coach?
Just trying to get girls to show up. Would go like 3 days a week, alternating between the weight room, doing strength and conditioning, and then also being in the gym. So, the preseasons where you need to really work on those basic skills. So for the ones that showed up, it's showed in regular season right now.
Cam, take me through what that means. That programs like that in the off season to help you all get better as players and improve on the sport you love. How huge is that when you're able to, you can get in there and get some work in and back to the togetherness with however many players were in there doing workouts. How huge is that togetherness, sticking together back in May, then picking up for tryouts in November?
I think it was really important to be together during preseason. You want to get those you kind of want to mesh before so you're not worrying about it in the season, which is kind of the problem we're dealing with now. People weren't showing up because they were doing other sports or they were busy. And so that is kind of something that's affecting us now. So preseason was really important, showing up, really working on our fundamentals and just communication overall as a team. So that's just something we're going to have to work on now.
So you have a long season. At this taping, I believe your next game is Saturday, correct?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, I'm sorry, I misread that schedule. But anyways, you have a couple more games before the time of me posting this up. But just in general, starting with you, Coach, and then to your players, what do you see out of this long season? How do you like the makeup of the schedule that is upcoming for your team?
So the schedule, it's very strong in the front half of our schedule, I would say. We have the first 6 games are really tough opponents. So, it doesn't give us a lot of time to fine tune things. We got to be able to roll. And then, towards the middle of the end, I think we have more of our district games. So those games will be fun and interesting to see how our opponents match up with us.
Ladies, does that excite you that you have to wait a little bit longer before the district games get rolling? Because I know just in this district, great basketball from top to bottom when it comes to both sides.
Yeah, I think all these games are preparing us for the competition we will see. District games are always harder than the non-conference or whatever you call those. So I think this is really fine-tuning us for that, and that just gets us really excited to see these like more personal competitions, and you get to go head to head with people you actually know, which is exciting.
I agree. It's when you go against the local teams, there's always a lot more tension. It's more exciting. The crowd's bigger. So I think it's really preparing us. Like Reagan said, those games are usually harder.
And Coach mentioned the front half of the schedule is very tough. I know teams like to like to schedule some competition. What is it like just getting some competition early in the season? Because I know in games like that, there are times where you might be tested. You have to overcome adversity in certain instances. How huge is that you get the opportunity to play in games like these in order to fine tune and make this Handley Judges girls basketball team the best once it comes to meaningful basketball towards the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, definitely like what you just said, overcoming adversity. We need to learn how to do that as a team as well. What works for each other, what doesn't. And so I think that's a really big piece is just learning that stuff, which will help us prepare for late in the season. Tired, everything like that. There's gonna be obstacles in the way, and so I think us meshing together, like we've been talking about, and overcoming adversity together will really help us stay together in those late moments of the season.
All right. So now sticking with the competition and whatnot, just as Handley players and coach, this question is for you too. I know how much history goes into Handley Pride, the athletics program, and that gymnasium is just a very tough place to play. Just take me through, starting with you two, what it's like playing at in such an incredible environment at Handley High School.
I think it's really fun. There's so many generations that come to watch you and support because, I mean, the Handley alums, it's strong. So it's just wearing that jersey, it means a lot. Like Handley pride, you do want to have pride when you're on the court. So, I mean, it means a lot to me.
It definitely means a lot to me too. I've just been starting basically to get to know the community. And so I think that's a really special thing, especially moving forward, being close to home. I think building that connection is going to be super, super important for me. And being able to see people I know on the sidelines cheering for us, it's just a different type of feeling. Home court is always, always better.
Coach, I know we've spoken year in and year out, and towards the beginning of when you took over this program, Handley Girls Basketball, the record just wasn't there. But it seems like year in and year out, you are changing that for the better. Just take me through what it's like. I believe this is your fifth season now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but just in terms of being with Handley for that long, setting a stand. Yeah, four. Yeah, I knew I messed it up, but 4 seasons with Handley. See, I screwed something up at some point, so thank you for catching me. But just being with the team for 4 years, setting a standard, in the successes have been showing. What does that mean to you?
I mean, I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to be, the head varsity coach at Handley High School. I'm very proud of that, and proud of the work that we've done with our program. Me and Cam were there for the time before that, and we struggled a little, not a little bit, a good bit. So to see our program, really turn it around has been something very special.
What was that like? Because you mentioned you and Cam were around back when there were some struggles. What is that like for you, Cam, to see what Handley basketball what was, and just sort of the change, the positive growth and change that you've seen over the years?
It's kind of unreal because the program has been, shaky for a couple years. So it's really nice to see that we can compete with these teams and we can go far. And it's just nice to see the program gain its supporters back and really get some recognition.
All right. So last but not least, to wrap this up, starting with you, Cam, then Reagan, what's one thing you're looking forward to most throughout the course of this season? I know, again, one game and some more games to come, but what are you looking forward to most as the season continues on?
Just being able to be around my teammates, really hang out with them, and really get to compete in some of these games. We have some hard ones coming up, so just being able to play good basketball.
Yeah, I'm excited to get to know this team more, get closer with them, and I want to play Charlottesville.
There you go. Coach, just one game in, but I'll pose the same question. What are you looking forward to most in coaching this group of girls to hopefully a successful season for you and the team? What's one thing you're looking forward to most as the season progresses?
I think I'm most excited to see the growth that comes out of the season. I think we struggled here at the beginning, but it's going to be exciting that once we put in the work and we build that team chemistry together to see what we do and how we produce throughout the season.
Coach, I'm looking forward into the future here, but I know come next year you're probably going to plan some sort of team trip down to JMU to watch Reagan play. Am I close there?
Oh, we're going to be season ticket holders. Let's get that right.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go. That sounds like a lot of fun. But Reagan Edsell and Cameron Hobson, two members of the John Handley Judges girls basketball team, alongside head coach Katlyn Orndorff in her 4th year as head coach, just to throw that out there. Ladies, certainly appreciate your time with us here on the Kirby on Sports podcast. A pleasure getting the chance to preview Handley Girls Basketball, and hopefully we will catch you all down the line shortly.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Let's go Kirby Sports.
Yeah, Kirby.